Hey you guys, so it is me, Brownskinbri, and I have not uploaded a video on YouTube in like a year. I don't know. My channel started out as like natural hair slash random posts and stuff, but over the last year, I'd say more like 8 months, I've really gotten into makeup and I've been posting it a lot on my Instagram, which is at brownskinbri_ if you want to follow me. And I've really gotten into makeup and I've had a couple people ask me to do tutorials on the looks that I do, and I just made up a bunch of excuses. I just really, one, editing, I'm not great at it. Two, I didn't have the lighting. I still don't have the lighting. I'm borrowing my mom's like light up mirror, but it was just a lot of excuses. And I was like, okay, well, if this is something that I really want to take seriously, and I mean, it's a hobby of mine. It's not what I'm going to school for, but it is something that I do really enjoy. And if people want to learn from me, I'm more than willing to teach. So with that being said, this is my first makeup tutorial on YouTube. I hope you all enjoy, and yeah, this look was inspired by TaylorMade Jane. She's like one of my favorite beauty gurus. Yeah, that's it. I hope y'all enjoy. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, give me constructive criticism. What do I need to work on? That's it. Thank y'all for being here with me, Brownskinbri, and I will see y'all in the next one. To start off, I'm just going to prime my eyes with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in C12, and I'm just gonna put that all over my eyelid, and then I'm gonna pat it out with a fluffy brush and blend it in with the concealer I used on under my eyebrow. I'm gonna go into the Juvias Place Afrique palette, into this orange shade right here. I think it's called Dakar. And I'm going, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go into the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and I'm going to use this dark purple right here, and I'm just gonna put that all in my crease until I get the color payoff I want. But this is a pretty pigmented palette. It's only $18 at Ulta. Well, that's where I got it from. And I love it, especially this purple. So I'm just patting this purple shade in, not really blending it out. I'm just making sure it's deep. The color payoff is deep. And I'm making sure I really get my outer corner right here, because this is going to blend into my cut crease. Now I'm going to go into the Afrique by Juvias Place in this orange shade with a different fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna pack that right on top of the purple shade, like not literally on top of it, but above it. And I'm not blending it out yet, I'm just patting it on there. And you guys, if I keep doing this a lot, it's because I have to like raise my eyebrows to blend the way I want to blend. Like, if I don't raise my eyebrows, it's not going to come out right. And back into the orange one more time. I got the brush that I used to cut my crease. It's just a flat brush like this. I believe it's a Wet n Wild brush. Yeah. The Wet n Wild brushes I use don't have a name because I get them for really cheap at the dollar store. So they don't have a name, but I put a little bit of my concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm just putting a little bit of that on my brush. And I'm going to get a little closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. So if you look at my eye, my natural crease is right there. I don't cut on my natural crease because I don't like the way my eyeshadow looks when I do that. It doesn't show like all the colors that I put in the crease. And if I'm going to put a crease, you're going to see the colors. So this is how I cut my crease. I look down, first of all, into a mirror. I pat on my outer corner first, just to set a foundation down. And then, if my camera will focus, and then I start to cut going up, like so. So you see how I'm cutting above my crease where my eye naturally creases? I'm making my crease bigger. So I'm not doing a full cut crease. It's a little bit, it's like not a half cut crease, but a little bit more than a half, 3/4. And I'm gonna end it right there. So now I'm just gonna fill in where there's no concealer. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that dry for a little bit, and while I do that, I'm gonna put my primer on my face, just because I like my primer to set in a little bit before I put on my foundation. So I'll be right back. You guys, I forgot to push record. So to prime, I just used the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, the pink one. Yeah, I'm just rubbing that in. Wow, my concealer gets a little tacky, so I can put my shadow on. Okay. So now, like, if you look at my concealer, when I look down, you see little lines from me looking up so much and creasing it and messing it up. So I'm just gonna go in with the same brush I used to cut my concealer and pat that out. And as you're patting, you should feel your brush like being a little tacky when you pat it out. That means it's time to apply your eyeshadows. So now I'm gonna use this blue in the Juvias Plates palette. Different brush. And I'm gonna put that right next to this purple. I love this blue. And I'm just gonna pat it on first like I did with everything else. And as I pat, I'm just gonna go out more, y'all. As I pat, I'm gonna move inward, pat inward towards my inner corner. Not too far, but just, you know, a little bit. It should start looking like this. I'm gonna go back in that purple. And using the brush I used to put the blue on, this is the brush I used? Yes. I'm gonna go in the BH Cosmetics palette. And I'm gonna use this light blue right here. And I'm gonna put that next to the dark blue from the Juvias place. Okay. Now I'm going to use this Makeup Forever single shadow. It's just a white, any white shadow will work. And I'm going to use a flat brush like this. Well, it's not really flat. It's a little fluffy, but you know what I mean. And that is going to go over into like the rest of the concealer I have on my eye. And with this, because it's a white and every little mistake shows up, I just use patting and sweeping motions, gentle sweeping motions. Y'all, this looks so much better. Okay, so this eye is done. I'm gonna go off camera and do the other eye, and then I'll come back and do eyeliner, lashes, full face, all that. I'll be back. So you guys, I completely forgot that I didn't talk during this part. So I'm just gonna do a quick voiceover. Right now I'm using the NYX felt tip eyeliner. That's the point eyeliner, and I just lined both of my eyes. I didn't wing it out because I didn't want that effect. I just wanted to see like the purple at the ends. So yeah, I did that, and now I'm going in with the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Foundation, and I'm the shade Malawi. I don't know the exact shade number, but I know the shade name is Malawi, and I'm just buffing that all into my skin. So now I'm going to contour with a Black Radiance Color Perfect foundation stick in the shade Espresso, and I'm going to contour my cheeks and my forehead, and then I'm going to blend it out with the same brush I used to blend out my foundation. I'm using the same brush because sometimes when I contour it comes off a little too harsh when I use a different brush. So my brush still has foundation on it, so it's making it easier to blend in with my foundation. I got this blending technique from Kiki Adams on YouTube. It's Kiki, not Keke. Her videos are super duper helpful. They're some of the very first videos I started watching when I got into face makeup, because at first I was just doing eyeshadow and walking out the house, and it didn't look as my whole face didn't look as flawless as I wanted it to. So in order to learn about how to contour and do my foundation, I started watching Kiki Adams, and she is just super helpful, and she's a great teacher. So now I'm going to conceal. The first shade I'm using, well, the concealers I'm using are Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear concealers, and the first shade I'm using is Warm Almond at 170, and then to highlight I'm going to use Deep Tan 165. The one you're seeing right now is Warm Almond, and then the lighter one you're going to see is Deep Tan. The areas I normally conceal on my face are right in the middle of my forehead, under my eye, my chin, and around my mouth. and right on my upper lip. I conceal my upper lip because sometimes it just looks a little darker right there, like I have a mustache or something, and I find that concealing on my upper lip helps with that. And I use a brighter color directly under my eyes because it gives me that highlighted look that I'm going for. To blend out my darker concealer, I'm just using a Real Techniques Expert Base Brush, and I'm just going to use that to blend out the darker one with my contour and my foundation. Now I'm using a Sonia Kashuk sponge that I got from Target, and I'm blending out my highlighter, concealer, and I'm just going to focus that mainly under my eyes. I really don't want that going past my eyebrow. Right now I'm baking. I'm just using a damp Real Technique sponge, and I dipped into the Black Radiance loose complexion powder in banana, and I'm just setting that. I'm putting that wherever I put concealer so I can bake and set. I'm pressing it in, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more so it can bake. While I bake, I'm going to set my contour in with the Black Radiance Sculpt and Contour palette in medium to dark, I believe. They have three different ones. I think I'm using dark to deep. I'm using the dark to deep contour shade, and I'm just setting my contour in with the powder. To dust away my bake, I'm going to use the Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder in Milk Chocolate, and everywhere that I have my baking powder, I'm just going to put that on my brush and dust it all away. You guys, I'm using the smallest brush I probably own. I don't even know where it's from. I got it from my mom. And I'm going into that shimmery white shade in the Afrique Juvias Place palette. And I'm just putting that on my inner corner for a little pop of glow. Okay, you guys, so don't laugh at me. I'm lining my lips with a Wet n Wild lip liner. I cannot find a lip liner that is this brown for the life of me, so I opted for a eyeliner instead. This second lip liner you're seeing me use is actually a lip liner. It's a NYX lip liner. I think the color is called Toast. And I'm just using that because I like the ombre effect it gives me. It goes from dark brown, and this is a lighter brown shade. And now I'm using a Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipstick in the shade Staunch. Lastly, I'm applying some NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie. So the last thing you guys are going to see me do is put my little mole back where it was. It was there before my foundation, and I like it there, so I put it back with my lip slash eyeliner.
So here it is, the finished look. I really enjoyed doing this. I hope you guys like. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.